Yeah, streamers be too slow. Streamers too slow. He doesn't start going fast enough. Streamer, I want to be entertained now. Yeah, I want to be streaming. Now you don't understand. You need to entertain me now, please.
We're fucked if attention spans are so low where people can't even wait a few minutes in order for something to happen. I watched a brief overview of that new Pixar movie. The name escapes me because I just don't. That's how little I care about the movie and how little I heard about it before it was already released. But movies are no longer made for children. They're made for adults. And they're mostly targeted at adults by the companies that made them their movies when they were kids. And so they oftentimes bank off of nostalgia or the name of the studio that made them. So Pixar being Pixar, you know, they use the studio name for that recent dumpster fire that was released. Kids don't have the attention span for movies. Is what this guy said. Kids do not have the attention span for movies. Their brains are rotted with short form content lasting no longer than 20 to 30 seconds, and so their brains have been wired to expect new stimulation every 30 seconds. And if something doesn't happen every 30 seconds, and by happen I mean something completely different, wildly different. Like watching a video of a bumblebee going on a flower all the way next to like someone with a firework exploding into their hand. If they're not having such strong contrast in events, their brains turn off and they so desperately seek out something different. They desperately seek out something different to stimulate their brain. That's how fried young people's attention spans are. And so movies aren't made for them. Movies are not made for kids. Not anymore anyway. They're made for adults. And they're sold to adults with nostalgia. And that's basically it. So there you go. Name the song that played at the start. That was a song from Yoshi's Woolly World by the name of Fort Course. Have you ever noticed that HEB's store logo uses the tf2 build font? No, it doesn't. What? Since when does HEB use any tf2 font? No, yeah, the new Ruri Rocks anime aired. The first episode came out. So I'm the kind of person where I have to wait for the entire season of something to air, and then I sit down and binge it all the way through. That's how I like to watch my anime. I used to watch episodes as they would come out weekly, but I can't bring myself to do that anymore. I have to wait for it all to air, and then I sit down and watch it all at the same time. That's just how I have to function. It's like I don't want to wait. I want to just watch it from start to finish. Please enable short circuit on my server. No. I need advice. I got this girl I like, and she likes me too. Should I ask her out? Dude, if it's mutual, the answer is yes. That's about as simple as it gets. I don't even know why you had to ask a streamer that question. It's like that's like the clear thing to do. Hello, we have mutual interest. Let's go get coffee. The worst she can do is record you asking her out and then putting it on TikTok for millions of views and public humiliation. But you know what? Take the gamble. Take the gamble. Take the risk. That was a joke, by the way. Yes, I have played Elden Ring. Elden Ring is a fantastic fucking game. I can't wait to play it more. I've not finished the entire DLC yet. I need to do that. No, I'm not playing that fucking horse game. It has, like, I can't touch it now because it's become too popular and it's completely inundated my feeds, and all I see are the horse girls. It's like, okay, I cannot play this game anymore. I just can't. I will not touch it. I will not touch it simply because it's become too popular. Is humanity just screwed? All ages have bad issues? No, I don't think so. I think things are swinging around a little bit. I think so there is a lost generation right now. The later Zoomers and the earlier Gen Alpha are actually fucked. They are royally fucked with how they were brought up by their millennial parents, who basically did not parent them and had social media parent their kids, as well as whatever device they put in their hands. They're screwed. And when they enter the working world and when they become an adult, they're genuinely fucked. And it's sink or swim for these kids. Basically, like, you know, between the ages of like 10 and 16, maybe 9 and 16 right now are pretty fucked. And I genuinely worry for when these kids go out in the world. But the younger kids, it seems like people like who are in my age bracket, the later millennials going into early Zoomers are now having kids, and they're more cognizant of the horrible things social media does to kids and overexposure to the internet and what that does to kids. And now they're raising their kids to basically not be TikTok zombies. So things are starting to swing around. It's gonna be a rough 15, 20 years when the current late Zoomer, early Gen Alphas grow into being adults. But yeah, we'll see. You overreacting? No, son, I wish I was. My sister's a teacher, and she teaches kids in that age bracket. And let me tell you, not all of them are screwed, but it's not looking good. It's really not. And you ask any other teacher the same question, and you're gonna get a similar response. I'm not gonna play the fucking horse game. Stop it. Yeah, I need to. I'll rotate the new weapon ban out of my servers. I'll do it soon. Don't worry. Oh, chat, Jesus. Is this the Black Pill stream? No, it's not the Black Pill stream. This is just your normal stream. When's my birthday? You are not entitled to my personal information. When does MVM come? Well, if you read the blog post, it's gonna be in Scream Fortress. The blog post says Scream Fortress. So. No, yeah, it's the anniversary of Meet Your Match. I know people really want me to beat that drum again. People really want me to beat the quick play casual mode drum, but I'm cooking a video, and I'm gonna leave it at that because I'm gonna let that video do the talking. Nothing else really needs to be said once that video is done, and once it's out, and that's gonna be it. So everyone knows that Meet Your Match sucked. Everyone knows that it hurt the game. Like, there is no refuting that. And there's no refuting that its lasting repercussions have done nothing but completely fuck up the game for the last 9 years. What else is new? So. Do I think the big YouTubers are up to something? What the fuck would they be up to? What do you mean? They don't. No. In other words, there's nothing the big YouTubers are doing other than what they normally do. I don't know. I did not know. So, hello. How is everyone doing today? I forgot to ask you guys that. How is everyone today? How are we doing? I hope your Monday is good. I hope for you Americans that your 4th of July weekend was good. I hope they had a fantastic weekend. Hope you had a great time. I had a very laid back 4th of July. Went down to the beach, sat on the beach for a while, did some antique shopping. It was a good time. Saw some fireworks, got a good fireworks show. 4th of July evening was fantastic. No, yeah, the Texas flooding has been fucking awful. I mean, I've been getting an earful of it because all the flooding was like about an hour north of me, more or less. Pretty bad. It's we haven't had flooding here in Texas probably since 1998, maybe 2003, but 98 was the last time that sticks out to me as wow, pretty bad flooding. Did I see any jacked ladies at the beach? You're asking an American. You're asking an American if you saw, not even just jacked, but healthy, fit women on the beach. You're unironically asking that question. You know what you're asking, right? You know what you're asking, right? And the answer that you're going to get. The answer is no. The answer is no. The answer is a big fat no. Hashtag Pog. I'm just giving an honest answer. If you're looking for slim, fit women in America, especially in the South, good luck. You're not. You're gonna have a hard time. It's gonna be a challenge. No, listen, man. In South Texas, it's even worse. In South Texas, it's even worse, man. It's like, ooh, yeah. That isn't to say there aren't slim ladies around. There are a few, but the majority of people living in South Texas are at minimum obese. Not morbidly, but they are obese, according to the numbers. So. Yeah, if you're into that kind of thing, then you know what? Then all the power to you. Proud of you. Morbidly obese. Well, yeah, if it wasn't obvious today, I'm watching a video. Today, and this one is called TF2's economy is in serious trouble. I think this is probably the most requested video that has been sent to me ever. It's easily been sent to me about 30 times, maybe even more than that. I don't know why this was sent to me about 30 times, because the title is, it's very much stating the obvious. TF2's economy has been fucked for many years, for various reasons. There's been, like, iterative steps that have completely fucked over the economy. The biggest one being the monopolization of TF2 trading websites by Geel under the .tf banner. And once that happened, basically that was the biggest nail in the TF2 trading coffin. And then everything else is, you know, kind of just got tacked on top of that. You know, bots killed trading, oversaturation of items to choose from, the worthlessness of new unusual effects, the bots farming metal, right? That's like the first big nail, was bots farming metal once the game went free to play. And all that jazz, so yeah, that's yeah, and I mean, and like the unusual unboxing glitch was also a big, like there's yeah, that was a big one. What else? The oversaturation of taunt unusual fires, because they just made those like an extra thing you can unbox for some reason, so they're fucking everywhere now and worth like $3. Not that unusual taunts have any place in this game, they're fucking terrible. What else am I forgetting? Yeah, the multi-class crates, or the multi-class crate really fucked over the value of a lot of unusuals. What else? Those are the big ones that come to mind. Yeah, and I mean, old Halloween. I mean, I'm sure this video is gonna get to a lot of these things. The video is gonna get to a lot of the stuff we're talking about right now. I'm sure it's a half an hour long. It's gonna have to touch on at least some of this stuff. But yeah. I collect skins in your stead. Recently got a strange FN lumber from down under, but yeah, hats and cosmetics are total shit, especially unusuals. You probably bought one of the lumber from down unders that I crafted, because I crafted like 3 of them in the early days of doing trade-ups. I made 3 of them myself, because I really wanted a tartan torpedo, and I kept getting fucking lumber from down unders. Fuck. I made 3 of them. And I never bothered to keep one. I should have, but oh well. So, oops. But no, yeah, the overwhelming majority of I mean, tf2 just has content bloat in general. It's not limited to maps, right? We have way too many hats, a severe oversaturation of unusual effects. I don't know why Valve is hellbent on adding 60 a year, which is insane to think about. Like, we oftentimes get more unusual effects than cosmetics that can have an unusual effect on them. They just keep doing that. I don't know why. It's really, really bad. It's like, and this is just talking like a pure like economic standpoint, like not whether or not it's beautiful or ugly or what have you. When you have what 800 unusual effects in the game, that it kind of, they're not special anymore. It's like, what's the fucking point? It's just another hat in the game. Oh, look, I have the sparkly fireworks effect next to the RGB gamer tornado on the froggy beret. It's like, wow, great, cool. Who gives a fuck? There's no value in that, because there's 1,000,001 other combinations of something unique that no one can even put a name to the face, or a name to the unusual effect, in other words. It's really, really bad. It's fucking, it's just, oh my god. Yeah, like and to flip that on its head, right? Someone just said in chat, imagine 800 finishes for Counter-Strike knives, right? And not even just finishes, but 800 different models, 800 different knives, like, you know, Karambit, Talon, Survival, what have you, Bayonet. Imagine 800 different kinds of knives, and then 800 different finishes for knives. They're not special anymore. And so naturally their value is going to do this. It's going to fucking tank and dive bomb. And unless you get really lucky and you get some magically special, unique combination of unusual effect and hat, where it's like a one-of-one unicorn fart sparkle dust, what's a garbage hat? I don't know. Top hat with a candy cane sticking out of it. Unless you get that combination, that one terminally online trader main who has never left his basement in the past decade so desperately wants to give to his e-kitten, then what you've just unboxed is worthless. You might as well have just burned the money you used to open the box. Turns out I had this left over, doing fine, thank you. Much appreciated. Oh, you got the lumber into 10%? There you go. This video is more about whales than cheap unusuals. That means this video is going to be very interesting. I'm excited to watch it. So there's my my introduction to the economy being fucked, and has been for a long time. So let's actually watch the video now, shall we? Now hit play. You know what? For you, I'm going to delay it by 5 more minutes. Just for you, I'm going to delay it by 5 more minutes because you told me to hit play. I actually own a Burning Flames team captain and a top 500 inventory. Feel free to ask any questions about how shit the upper echelon of trading is. No, I already know how shit the upper echelon of trading is. A lot of the big high-value trades, and most of the money, is flowing through, like, the top 100 or 200 backpacks, just constantly trading with each other and selling each other shit. Like, us as the common player, will never be able to break into that unless you shell out a ridiculous amount of money. And so these same guys just keep buying the same shit and hoarding the same shit and massively inflating the prices to where no one can fucking afford them except their other trader main friends. And like that group of people is just going to keep getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller until those things just can't move around anymore. It's ridiculous. Like hats that I used to own that I bought for like 100 keys are now worth like 2,000, which is insane to think about. And they're not even that good. Like it's a shit hat with a somewhat cool effect, but because it's an old Halloween effect on an old hat, oh, this is worth, $5,000 now. The fuck? It's insane. You are not allowed to complain about refined metal. Made fun of a guy on stream once who suggested a metal sink. Did I? I don't even have encyclopedic knowledge of everything I've said on stream because the amount of hours I've streamed is ridiculous. So I don't remember everything I've ever said. If I did, would it even make a difference now? Not really. With the sheer volume of metal that's being farmed on an annual basis, even if there was a metal sink in the game of some kind, it's already too late. It's like, imagine having an Olympic-sized swimming pool with like 50 water hoses constantly filling it, and then taking a needle and then poking a hole in the bottom of it. Like, it's not gonna keep up with the metal generation in third world countries. It's not gonna happen unless the metal sink consumes like you get one paint can for 100 metal. Then okay, maybe that might help. So start the video. Okay, I'm delaying it by 5 more minutes. You asked me again. You asked me to watch the video. I'm delaying it by 5 more minutes. Dance for me, monkey man. Entertain me, streamer. I'm delaying it by 5 more minutes. I'm a trader in the top 500. Most traders hate the top backpacks as they are scummy. They lowball and sell high. They make 50 to 100,000 per year. No, yeah, I know. The top traders are more or less glorified scammers with how they behave. They, so by default, we already have privileged access to tf2's item schema. Like, if you want to know who owns what, the only people that have the only people that have access to it is the .tf website conglomerate owned and operated by pedophiles, by the way. You have to give them money in order to have access to this information, and they're the only ones that have it. So there's already that barrier of entry. And if you don't pay that money, you don't get this information. And what a lot of these top traders do is they constantly hunt for new unusuals to be unboxed, and then they swoop in and then offer pennies, dog shit, for these hats that are opened by people that are completely unknowledgeable about the TF2 economy and what the value of these things actually are. And they effectively scam a bunch of people out of these items and then flip them for 500, 600, 1,000%. That's how a lot of these guys do. Yeah, they call it sharking. It's scamming. Sharking is scamming. It doesn't even deserve another word. It's just scamming people. That's what it is. Don't call it sharking. It's just scamming people. So that's what they do, and they flip it for a shitload of money. So that's like one of the scummy things they do. Not to mention a lot of big traders have been caught for scamming before. Scamming's a big thing too. A lot of them have scammed in the past. So like these are you don't get wealthy in any microeconomy without cheating your way to the top, basically. By scamming and being dishonest, it's about flipping a profit is what most of these guys do, right? And they don't give a fuck because no one's going to punish them. Because the people that own and operate these websites are some of the same people, and they all profit off these guys doing well. So even though these guys are actively scamming and going out of their way to do this to other people, there's no punishment. They're protected by people that own and operate these websites. So it's just going to keep happening. And they know that they can get away with it. It's fucked. So, is he going to play the video? Nope. You complained about it again. I'm delaying it by 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes, and I'm going to start the video in 5 minutes again. You keep asking me, I'm going to delay it by 5 more minutes. So, Yeah, it's really unfortunate that this information is basically paywalled behind a website conglomerate that is using it to profit shitloads of money for themselves. It's wild. Worst dad? No. Okay, now we're not watching the video at all. You called me dad? No, that's crossing a parasocial line that I didn't even know existed. That's completely new. No, yeah, and big traders that's something else. Good point. A lot of big traders buy actually scammed items that were scammed, like stolen, right, by like say PayPal scam or API scams. They buy those items from the scammers and then sell them for profit. It happens all the time. All the time. And again, they're protected. They're not punished for this. I will pay you to start it. You 5 more minutes. All right, I'm fucking with you. Let's go.
Something to be rare. Is it scarcity? Desirability? A combination of both? Before we get into the meat of this video, let me give you some context. Team Fortress 2 was Valve's pioneer microeconomy, starting on September 30th, 2010 with the Manconomy update.
Yes.
Before this update, there was no Manco store, no Steam wallet, no trading, no unusuals, and no microtransactions.
Yep, this was Valve's major foray into creating a microeconomy, which they then used as the model for the microeconomies in their other games. The shit they figured out in TF2 is what they applied to all of their other games. All of the experimentation, everything else started from Team Fortress 2. And this is something I said also on Twitter the other day, where I don't think people have been able to fully grasp just how monumentally influential TF2's microeconomy was, or is, on the modern gaming sphere. Like, other game developers still copy what TF2 did. Of course, with variations and changes, mind you, but it all comes from here. The majority of modern microeconomies and microtransactions come from the TF2 model. It's insane. Insane.
With this new trading feature, players could now start assigning artificial prices and rarities to items. With a transition to a free-to-play model on June 23rd...
Is it fair to call it an artificial price? Our prices are, I mean, if you're being real here, you know, prices are set by supply and demand. I don't know if it's fair to call it artificial, because who sets it? If you want to get really abstract, then any price is technically artificial, and then you can go to the end game of saying everything is worthless or what have you, but I don't know. That stupid nitpick, I know.
2011, TF2's player counts exploded.
Yep.
New players were exposed to Valve's perfect microeconomy,
yep,
with virtual items used as symbols of status and affinity. As time went on...
Yep. When you have created a successful casino, why would you charge a fee for entry? I said that in my Meet Your Match video. If you've made a successful casino, why would you charge a fee for entry? You lower that barrier of entry to literally nothing, except $2.50. You give people a reason to gamble, shiny items, and you have made a customer for life. You get them hooked. And the sooner you can get someone invested in your game, I'm curious if he's going to say this. So, a big reason, and a part, or not a big reason, but a big part of why Valve started the item drop system, and this is of course not something they've ever publicly stated, but this is something that just makes some common sense, right? Valve wanted a way to get players invested beyond the gameplay itself. Obviously, right? Because if you get someone invested beyond the gameplay itself, that keeps them coming back and spending more money on the game. That's just how it works. So, if you're suddenly given an item that you own, whatever it is, it can be a weapon, it can be a hat, it can be a tool, like a paint kit or a name tag, something like, if you're just given something that you own, it's like, oh shit, I own something in this game now. It now drastically lowers your chances of parting ways from the game and making you stick around. Higher chances of you sticking around because you're now invested, because you now own something in this video game. So, not a lot of people think about that angle.
New items and effects were added to the game, such as the Golden Frying Pan and the Two Cities update in late 2013. By now, the TF2 community made Valve tens of millions of dollars a year in key and community market sales alone. From then on, sites such as backpack.tf, marketplace.tf, Manco Store, and several others were created, allowing for the streamlined
Oh, there's so much more history. TF2 Outpost. Hello, does anyone remember TF2 Outpost before Geel bought it and then closed it down to kill off competition? Anybody remember that? God, that was a great website, and then the competition bought them out and then killed it so they can have a monopoly over online TF2 trading. Absolute bullshit. So, and then once that happened, TF2 trading became completely dominated by bots, and now good luck selling anything. Such bullshit.
Position of these rare items. And that brings us to today. TF2's microeconomy lives on, appearing healthy to the outside.
Man, if someone wants to do the homework, and you want to make a TF2 video that is guaranteed to get millions of views, make a history of the economy. Not just like what Valve did and its changes, but the third-party websites surrounding it. You make a whole video about that, you're guaranteed to get fuckloads of views. People will eat that shit up, and people would love to have that as like a good resource to go to.
World. However, I've started to notice things in-game that contradict that notion, and that brings me to the subject of today's video. About 6 months ago, I cashed out the vast majority of my backpack.
Me too.
And frankly, got my balls busted by one of the largest trader mains in the game. I didn't really have a choice though, as my bills aren't paying themselves, and in general, my priorities have shifted.
I mean, you have a choice as to who to sell your shit to. I hope he tells the story as to how he got his balls busted. I cashed out a lot of my shit too. I used to have a $30,000 inventory. Instead, I cashed out like 90% of that because I've become increasingly more disillusioned with the game, and it's like, why do I own all of these things? I'm just gonna sell them all and pocket the money. So, I'm curious as to how he got screwed.
Shifted away from having cool items in Team Fortress 2. I used to be into trading in this game, but in the last few years, I began to enjoy its more basic side. By that, I mean
the game itself instead of trading. Yeah, I was me too. I used to be really into trading starting in like 2014. That's when I really got like neck deep into it because that's when I started having income. Okay, cool. Now I have money. Now I can start spending it on this fucking video game, and that's when I really got into trading, and I traded a lot for like probably up through Jungle Inferno. And then a couple years out, for a few years afterwards, and like around when COVID started is when I really got out of it. And then I just bought whatever I wanted. But oh god, I was neck deep in that shit too.
Vanilla Team Fortress 2, ignoring the hats and extra stuff and just improving at the game and playing for fun. I felt a bit sour after getting a lot less for my backpack.
Cashed out for 2.5k, does not include several skins that are unpriced, very valuable. Easily should have got 3.2k, but 2.5 was the highest offer. Did he use one of those there's like a cash out website that someone will offer you a lump sum on the entire contents of your backpack. If you used that, never use those, by the way. Never ever do that. You are gonna get a lot less money than you can probably get by selling your stuff individually. Never do that, by the way. Piece of advice, never sell your entire backpack at once. Never do it.
Than it was worth, and that made me start to see expensive items in this game.
It looks like he did, based on the graph. Oh, he sold all of his shit at once. So, based on the graph, if you would consult the graph, he sold all of his shit at once. I would recommend selling your items individually one at a time. It takes longer, of course it does, but you'll get a lot more money out of doing that than selling everything at once.
In a different light. With this new perspective, I started to notice a peculiar...
How did I cash out? Okay, several ways. I sold a lot of items directly to people that I trusted for PayPal money. I also sold a lot of items through Manco Store. You have limited options for cash out websites. You have manco.store, which is owned by scammers, or you have marketplace.tf, which is owned by pedophiles. I would rather sell my shit through scammers than pedophiles, so I use manco.store. That's how I cashed out the rest of my items, and then on a couple of others, I just had to take a wild gamble, and I sold stuff for keys, and then I cashed out those keys to other people. Yeah. So, that's how I cashed out my shit.
Number of what people would call god hats in casual TF2, and that prompted me to run an experiment.
I know I'm pausing a lot. Remember the notion. It's so sad you have to say remember this. Remember the notion of a god tier hat, a god tier unusual. That doesn't happen anymore. It's not a thing anymore because there are so many unusual effects in so many hats. It's insane. Like a Sunbeam's Hong Kong cone, or say I don't know, like a purple energy killer exclusive used to be a really big fucking deal back in the day, but now it's just no one gives a shit. No one gives a shit about these old hats when you can have, you know, the zoinky woinky slinky rainbow effect on top of your glacier iceberg goggle hat for pyro, right? Who cares about the fucking burning team captain when you can have your rubber gravel tire smoke effect on your your lawnmower clipping mohawk? Who gives a shit?
I decided to save clips of these hats and expensive items that I saw in the game.
How many expensive hats did I come across? Will the results say anything useful about the state of the game?
And over the next couple months,
editing. Okay, so this is just some editing recommendations. If you want someone to read something on your screen, and if you're giving information as to how you posed an experiment, leave the text on your screen longer, and also add a drop shadow just so it contrasts better with the background and makes it easier to read.
I'd compile those clips and see what I found. You'll see shortly, but after running this experiment, I believe TF2's microeconomy is far less healthy than it appears to be to the outside world. I'm going to back up that point.
Well, that's all Valve needs. Valve doesn't need for the economy to actually be healthy. Valve just, the thing is, like, I think, I don't have a lot of data to back this up. A lot of this is hearsay. Most of the money moving through TF2's economy is because of Counter-Strike and cleaning Counter-Strike items or selling and trading Counter-Strike items using TF2 keys. Like, TF2 keys are a massive pillar in the Counter-Strike economy, that much I know. And so long as that remains, Valve really doesn't care about what else is going on in the TF2 economy. They'll keep bloating the game with a bunch of stuff. So
with 3,
it doesn't need to actually be healthy. It doesn't even need to look healthy. They just need TF2 keys to exist.
Main ideas. 1. Rare items are far more common in TF2 today than they used to be.
Yes, no shit.
2. TF2 is losing players.
Rare item density is increasing as TF2 bleeds players. Yeah.
Increasing the density.
There's just less demand, yes.
Of these rare items. And 3. The top % of traders and
rare items are overpriced due to a small group of traders and websites having a monopoly. Yes. That's probably the biggest problem. Shout out to the dangus that scammed me out of my first Unboxed Unusual when I was 15 and didn't know any better back in 2011. A trader probably bought that.
Websites have a monopoly on the microeconomy and artificially increase the prices. Before we get into the experiment, let me clarify how much I was playing.
Each of the pieces of text went off the screen at different times. Oh.
I spent the majority of my time in casual on weekends, averaging about 4 hours per weekend. During the weeks...
Oh, I see. Okay, he's doing this in-game. So he's playing the game and waiting to come across people wearing unusuals. Okay, that's curious. That is actually something you gotta think about. Like, how often do you see someone wearing an unusual in TF2? Granted, I haven't been playing that much, and I usually play in my own servers. Go check them out, by the way, zestyjesus.com/servers. I rarely see that many people wearing unusuals. It's not very common.
I spent most of my time in jump maps, but I averaged around 2 hours per week of casual TF2. That brings our total up to 6 hours per week for this experiment. I also was training for, traveled to, and raced a marathon during this time.
Cool.
So there were many days where I didn't play at all. For each rare item
I think marathon training is markedly more valuable for your life, so I can't blame you.
I'll tell you how many exist in the game. I found this number using backpack.tf's reported number of items. I'm going to treat that number as ground truth in this experiment. Just know that this number does not...
It's good enough. The data are wonky, but it's good enough.
Account for items in private backpacks. For item pricing, I also use backpack.tf. If the item has a price range, I take the median as its actual price.
A lot of these prices are outdated. I wonder if he takes that into account. A lot of prices are outdated or also inflated.
Additionally, I'll look at Marketplace and Manco for other sales
That's
data.
good. That's
Get
good to get additional. Yeah.
a better
good.
idea on prices. All dollar amounts are in USD, and key prices are $1.92 at the time of writing. The last thing
But where? $1.92 where? Because I can get them for $1.70 right now, if you know where to go.
I'd like to mention, all of these items were seen in casual mode only.
Okay.
Oh, and don't mind me chasing around these players like an absolute schizo. Our journey begins on
do we care about seeing all the unusuals? I kind of want to see what he comes across in game. I know it's like 10 solid minutes of him coming across different hats and their values, but I want to see it. I want to see what he finds.
Saturday,
I'm gonna
March
watch
8th,
it.
where I ran into the most famous hat in the game. When I saw this
Whoa,
medic,
no way!
I knew I
Birdie's
had
and
to make
Captain,
this
whoa!
video. The idea had been on my mind for a while, so this is the
hat used to
official
be the
starting
shit.
point. As you can see,
This was like the top dog for a long time until it got dethroned by hyper-inflated Halloween effects. And to me, this is still like the top dog, classic, quintessential. This is the best unusual, not best, but coolest and most well-known unusual in the game. Plain and simple. Like, yeah, to me, it'll never be dethroned.
this medic has the famous Burning Flames team captain, of which 10 exist.
It used to be so
It's
much
valued
more
at
valuable.
7,825
The price went way down.
keys or $15,024. Not to mention, this player also has a golden frying pan. I saw
Shocker.
it in the kill feed, but since it's not in this loadout, we're not going to count it for this video.
Team Captain is indeed still
Saturday,
sexy.
March 8th.
Very
just
much so.
20 minutes later, I run into a player with a strange, Scorching Flames Law, of which 40 normal exist, and I couldn't find how many strange.
Pretty cool.
It's currently being sold on Marketplace for $700, and the non-strange version...
Man, those fucking multi-class crates really fucked the price. I was expecting way more. Only $700 for that is like... I'm not saying it's a steal. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's a steal. But ever since you could get those multi-class crates, man, these were just... It was over for all class and multi-class hats.
Is priced at 285 keys or $547.20. 1 week later, on Saturday, March 15th,
yeah, there we go.
I run into this sniper. with a
Nebula
golden
Corona Australis, which is insanely expensive and massively inflated. There's like, how many exist? Does he say?
pan, 450
Go
exist.
back, hold on.
A Nebula Universal Translator,
Oh no, it's a Universal Translator. Okay, never
165
mind.
exist. And a
lie.
Fireproof Secret Diary,
It was a lie. He combined it with a Corona.
650 exist. The pan comes in at 3,920 keys or $7,526.40, with 2 currently for sale on Manco at 7,600 and 8,000
For reference as to how much the gold pan has gone up, I got mine in 2020. Was it 2020 or 2021 when I got mine? I sold that for $3,000, and now it's being sold for almost $8,000, which is crazy. It's gone up. It's it's more than doubled in value. I should have held on to it.
USD. The Universal Translator is priced at $840.
Oh, I used to own one of these, and I got it for like 150 keys back in the day. Ah, God. I'm gonna have a lot of pain, because I used to own a lot of high-value items, and now I'm gonna see some of them. It's like, shit, I used to own something like that, or own this exact item, and then I sold it years ago. It's like, wow, I would have it. Because I sold it so I could get other shit, and increase the value of my backpack.
6 cents or 438 keys, with the cheapest on Marketplace at $835.99.
Wild.
And the Fireproof Secret Diary is 305 keys.
There's no value in the Fireproof Secret Diary. It is just a rare item to own that does nothing. I don't know why people foam at the mouth about this thing. I just don't. I don't care for it. It's just something to own, to flaunt. Like, look, I have this expensive thing.
For $585.60, with the cheapest on Marketplace coming in at $600.
Jesus.
Let's say I want to recreate this loadout. If I purchase the cheapest version of those items, it will run me a grand total of $9,035.99.
So that's a very lucky E-Kitten. That is a very lucky E-Kitten. Her boyfriends are really showering her in a lot of love. God, that's all you have to do. Send pictures of your tits. Not even that. You just gotta show a little love to a lonely guy in his basement with a lot of money to burn. Very lucky E-Kitten that one is. Her. Yeah, her. That's a good one too.
This isn't including the other items, a strange professional killstreak opera hand, and the Corona Australis, both well over $100. In 1 week, I ran into 3 players with a combined single loadout value over $25,000. This is just one loadout. These players most likely have money invested in other items as well. Okay, well, we still have a lot to go.
A lot of them are neats. A lot of them, the ones I've come across over the years, a lot of them are neats. A lot of them were formerly military, and they get their back pay for being honorably discharged for injury or what have you. Some of them are like suckling off the titty of their parents, like because their parents own a very valuable company or something, or are just very rich and they just do nothing with their lives and just blow a lot of money on tf2. That's where a lot of these people come from.
So for the sake of your time and mine, I'm going to go through the rest as quickly as I can. March 23rd, Burning Flames Sergeant's Drill Hat. 20 of them exist.
That used to be
it's
a
an
big
outdated
deal.
price, with the cheapest for sale at 365 keys or $700.80.
That hat used to be the shit. I love the
March
Sergeant's
28th,
Drill Hat.
I found a Burning Flames Furious Fukimigasa, which
One of the, it's such an awful hat.
exist. It's 222 keys with a
I like Burning Flames. I like Burning Flames a lot. Man, I used to have a couple of Burning Flames hats and I missed them.
cheapest for sale at $439. On the same day...
What's a neat? Not an education, employment, or training. Basically, you do nothing with your life.
This pyro has a green energy brown bomber, of which 38 exist.
The fucking...
It's 125 keys.
Only 125! I feel like if memory serves, unusual brown bombers used to go for a lot more money. Again, those multi-class crates really fuck these prices over. They used to be a much bigger deal. Again, if memory serves. Oh, man.
$40 with one selling for $200.
Am I neat? No, I'm employed.
Again, on the same day, this is a Frostbite Doctor's Dapper Topper. 10 exist, and the cheapest for sale is on Manco at $900.
Does anyone actually like this hat?
Is 700 keys or $1,344. On April 4th, I run into this Scout wearing a Frostbite Pomade Prince, of which 6 exist. There's a buy order for 205 keys or $393.60. The next day, on April 5th, I run into this Engineer with an Orbiting Fire Pencil Pusher, of which 40 exist.
Oh, what a
Currently
hideous
selling
loadout.
at 225
What a hideous
keys
loadout.
or
It's just
$432,
green.
and on Marketplace at $420. He also has a Burning Flames Brain Interface, of which 13 exist, with the cheapest being sold at $219, and one more being sold at 120 keys or $230.40. On the same day, I see a demo with a 1 of 11 Morning Glory Albrero. It's priced at 140
The end of the
keys.
line effects are, those are consistently really fucking cool. I like those a lot. Frostbite's probably my favorite. The Duck one sucks. The Morning Glory, Death at Dusk, and Frostbite are really fucking cool. God, you know what? And this is something that I wish Valve had done. Is I wish they had just kept recycling unusual effects and then put them on newer hats. If they want to make shitloads of money, just do that. And they did it once. They only ever did that once, and it pissed off traders, and they realized, shit, we should never do that again. It's a crying shame. Because I'd love some of these old, really good effects on newer hats. It'd be great, but they'll never do it.
Or $268.80 with its partner effect, the Death at Dusk Albrero, being sold for $350 on Manco. Still on April 5th, the soldier has an Arcana Rebel Rouser.
There we go.
It's a 1 of 1
Several $1,000 hat now.
There are none for sale, and it's priced at 1,050 keys.
It would sell for like $3,000 now.
$3,936.
Yeah.
The next day, on April 6th,
it's more than that.
I run into a soldier with a Green Energy Team Captain, of which 23 exist.
I think the collector's original is more a
There's
bigger
one
deal
for
there.
sale on backpack.tf at 1,700 keys or $3,264. There is also one for sale on
FOMO
Manco
is the way
at
to go.
$1,400. The same soldier also has a collector's...
Gotta say, team captains are still pricey. If you want to buy one. I had a sulfurous unusual team, unusual sulfurous team captain. It was one I had. Did I have another one? I think I only ever had a sulfurous one. I really liked that hat. I forgot why. No, yeah, I sold it so I could buy a shitload of CS:GO items, and then I turned a pretty big profit on those. Yeah, that's why I did. Because what was the operation again? It's when the fuck, I have like it's when like the when did the Canals collection come out? Was the Canal I barely play Counter-Strike. I just knew it was going to be a good investment to buy like those collections. Like when those collections came out, I invested hard. Yeah, Shattered Web. I invested in Shattered Web shit and made money.
Original, of which 183 exist, and it's priced at 342.5 keys or $657.60. The cheapest for sale is 435 keys or $835.20, with one for sale for $875.
Can we talk about the insane hyperinflation of certain Stranges and how ridiculous it's become? $330 for a Strange original. What the fuck? I know, like, they come from rare crates. I understand that. But it's fucking insane how so many of these have been bought up and their prices have gone completely berserk. Crazy. Valve would make a lot of money if they just brought them back.
On Marketplace. On April 12th, I see a soldier with a Misty Skull Brown Bomber, which is a 1 of 2 hat. It's currently selling for 1,500 keys or $2,880, which is well over its price of 665 keys or $1,276.
Why is it always compies that have strange or genuine originals? I honestly have no idea. I don't know why they prefer it. It's a good question.
Next day, April 13th, I run into a Purple Energy
Warpig. Oh, dude, I had an Arcana Warpig in like 2015 or 2016. I had the Arcana Warpig. I should have never sold that hat. It's worth so much fucking money now. I forgot what I traded it for. What did I trade it for? Fuck. I think, okay, I remember. I traded it for a strange minimal wear energy orb Spark of Life. And now that skin is worth a fuckload of money. Like, even, like, I should have never traded that skin because now that's worth thousands of dollars. Fuck. I used to have so much high value shit in this game. It makes me mad. I should have kept everything. If I'm remembering correctly, I think someone compiled a list of all of the really expensive shit that I used to own, but I don't remember where that ended up. I had so much shit in this game.
6 hat. It's priced at 215 keys or $412.80 and selling for 400 keys or $768.
No.
4 days later, on April 17th, I see a Frostbite Tyrant's Helm.
Original is most-centered rockets and pogo jumping. You can do that with stock.
Which is 1 of 5 hat. It's priced at 970 keys or $1,862.40 with none.
What? That's insane! How is it that much money?
For sale. I was then gone for the next 8 days from April 18th through 25th, racing the Boston
People are
Marathon.
crazy.
I was able to start playing again on April 26th.
You didn't say what your time was. What's your fucking marathon time? I want to know it.
And the next day, I saw one of the most impressive loadouts I've ever seen. All right, so now we're on to April
what is his definition of impressive loadout?
27th, this is 1 engineer. I'm going to need to take a deep breath for this.
Mining
one.
light? Okay.
We'll start with a Ring of Fire Defragmenting Hard Hat 17, which is a 1 of 10 hat. The cheapest sell is 130 keys or $249.60.
I hate the defragmenting hard hat. It's so shit.
Next, a Vivid Plasma Mining Light, which is a 1
Mining light's insanely expensive.
20 hat. It's priced at 270 keys or $518.40, with one for sale on backpack.tf at $720, one on Marketplace for $712.
It's a flashy combo. I respect
one on Manco at $589.
It's a flashy combo.
Next, a Burning Flames Mining Light.
That's the high value.
The cheapest sell at 1,350 keys or $2,500.
Yeah, the good old. It's such a shame that Valve just. Why did Valve decide on a whim to discontinue MISCs, unusual MISCs? I don't get it. They just up and did that. Like, yeah, sorry, you can't unbox these anymore. Why? For what fucking purpose? There's no way it was because of server lag. I highly doubt it. When they continue to bloat this game with particle effects. Like, particle bloat is a problem more so with maps than it ever was with unusual effects. Insane. Yeah, they also discontinued the 9 original hats for no fucking reason. Oh, these are going away forever. Be sure to open your cases while you can. Fear missing out. Such bullshit. Wasn't it a bug? No, an unusual misc wasn't a bug. Was it? I mean, the quick switch miscs, yes, quick switch miscs, but not unusual miscs where they can be combined with other hats by default. I don't think that was ever meant to be a bug. Or I don't think that was a bug. I think that was intentional. I don't know. Yeah, I'm pretty sure unusual miscs were intentional. Do you think inflation's ever going to go down? No, it's never going to stop. Like, the inflation is going to continue ad nauseum until tf2 servers shut down. Like, the rate at which items move is going to drop significantly. I mean, it has in recent years dropped significantly, and it's just going to keep going down with fewer and fewer people being able to afford these things. But no, they're like, the bubble is not really real because TF2's microeconomy only exists to prop up Counter-Strikes. And so long as Counter-Strike exists, TF2's economy will exist, and it will chug right along. Even like the fucking TF2 economy is already in fucking shambles. Like, it's already fucked.
$192 on backpack.tf, or one for sale on Marketplace at $2,600. So
Thing is, Counter-Strike's not a bubble. Valve has this shit figured out. They have managed to create one of the most successful online casinos, legal worldwide aside from a handful of countries, that earns them billions of dollars a year in just key sales. That's no bubble, that's Vegas. They have made digital Vegas that you can carry around with you with a fucking Steam Deck wherever you go, and you can gamble anytime, anywhere. It's a casino with a video game attached at this stage. That's what Counter-Strike is mostly known for, other than the majors, is the fucking gambling. That's all people mostly talk about with Counter-Strike, other than the professional players, is the gambling. The majority of content made about Counter-Strike is about the gambling and the items. They have made a massive success. That ain't no bubble. That's Vegas.
go to the next round of Thunder Mountain, this engineer switches up his loadout. Now we have a Scorching Flames mining light. This is a 1 of 25 hat. It's priced at 770 keys, with one for sale at 900 keys or $1,728.
Jesus.
A Chiroptera venenata data mining light, which is a 1 of 1, priced at 530 keys, which is most likely outdated,
Very outdated.
or $1,017.60. A Haunted Ghost mining light, which is a 1 of 22 hat.
Jesus,
it's
dude.
priced at 400.
How much does one need? You know? How much does one need?
25 keys with
stacking 3 hats
for sale at 475.
At least he actually uses them, right? At least he actually uses them and doesn't just let them rot in his inventory.
Keys or $912 on backpack.tf, and one's for sale for $800 on Marketplace. A Collector Short Circuit, which is 1 in 200 roughly.
Just delete it.
The price is outdated. There's one for sale on Marketplace at $500, and the cheapest on Manco is $400.
Awful.
A Strange Professional Kill Streak Gunslinger, which is priced at 212 keys.
Gunslinger. So we have original, Gunslinger, Kritzkrieg. What else? What are the other Stranges that have become insanely hyperinflated in recent years? What am I forgetting? Yeah, PDA is another one. What else? Really? I mean, Huntsman, not so much. Machina, yeah. Frying Pan is, yeah, pricier too. What else? Playing means hopping on casual twice a year. Yeah. Is a Strange Widowmaker that expensive? Is it really? Wow, I can't type. It's not too bad. Yeah, it's gone up a lot, but it's not like $300 yet. A lot of so I'm noticing this also, like, say, a lot of Spy Stranges too. A lot of Spy Stranges, like a fucking just like a regular Strange Kunai, is really expensive now because fewer and fewer of these are getting unboxed because these came from old crates. That's nuts to me. Like a kunai, the most popular spy weapon of which everyone has and uses mostly, a strange version of these is $9. The fuck? I even think something as simple as like the L'Étranger is worth something. Yeah, fucking $4. When did this happen? Look at that. These went up a lot. What else? What else is there? Big earner. $4.50. Gee, another one. Yep, that one went up too. Fuck me, man. I think Sandmans are cheap because fucking Sandman's terrible. No one uses it. Yeah, 40 cents. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a shit about the Sandman? That is a nice ooey gooey flat price. Can I zoom in a bit? Yeah, that so when did they nerf it? I wonder where they nerfed the Sandman. I wonder where on this chart was it nerfed? Curious question, isn't it? Who knows? When could have that been? You know, when could have this been? When did it get nerfed? Yeah. Oh Lord. Opera hand. Yeah, all the days are January 1st. Opera hand. $80? Good God. Well, these were already a rare unbox to begin with. Holy fuck, these have gone up a lot over the years. Jesus. Really? The year is valuable? I don't think so. $10? It's like it's the worst spy knife. Really? Seriously? The fuck? Okay, what is that spike there? It's a massive jump in price. The caber seems expensive for what I mean. The caber also, I know, it was never a common. 35? I bought mine for like $15. The fuck? That also went up a lot. Goddamn. Probably some tf2 YouTuber. Goddamn, $35 for a strange caber now. That's crazy. Oh yeah, the frying pans are way more expensive now. That is true. Frying pan. Yeah, $162. I bought mine for like $75 back in the... Wow. God damn, that's crazy. That's genuinely stunning. I mean, granted, the only way you could get strange frying pans is from strange bacon grease. Can you even buy bacon grease anymore? You can. Holy shit. It's even more valuable because it's so fucking rare. Yeah, this is what you would use to make a frying pan strange, and you could unbox it. And so, yep, that went up a lot over the years. I know a normal strange loose cannon has gone up a lot, but does it really matter? Because you can buy a 3-cent, a 3-penny war paint, and then get a Strangifier and put it on there, and then you're good. Well, Bat Saber is it's not a normal weapon, right? It's a fucking, you know, this is a rare item as is. It's already the elite grade, and it's from the invasion crates. What is it called? Quarantined. Like each of these cases is, yeah, $10 to get these. So don't gamble. By the way, like a $10 case is normal for Counter-Strike, but for TF2, a $10 case is nuts. Yeah, stock Invis watch is also not a common one. I think that was a rare box as well. Yeah, $50. Do I still have mine? I don't even know what stranges I have now. Strange. I love inventories dying. Okay, yeah, I have mine. I couldn't remember if I sold it. Anyways, that's enough price checking. I remember when I bought a Strange Pro Killstreak Babyface's Blaster with Exorcism on for like $2 on $2 CDN, and now Strange Pro KS Babyface's Blaster goes for $10. Jesus, man. I still have a few spelled items that I will never sell because I just think they're really fucking cool. Yeah, I know sappers are expensive. This is the quick... Okay, now I have to check the quick fix because I don't believe you on the quick fix. Because I bought mine back in the day for like $4. If even that. 2 words. It's not so bad, but it's, you know, not cheap either. Pushing $10, which is crazy. Yeah, I know the Schitt's Krieg is worth a lot, and watch as I misspell it, because I misspell it every time. No, I didn't. Got it. $200! God almighty. Holy crap. Why do I have so much money pending? I sold a kidney on the community market. And I'm now going to spend it entirely on Fallout 76. I'm going to spend it all on Fallout 76 atoms. So I can get cool fishing gear, because that's what's going on in Fallout right now, is you can fish in the game. Anyway. Oh, I forgot. Okay, I'll be right back. I forgot something. Hold on. I have a treat. I'll be right back. 1 second. 1 second. Okay, it's been a hot minute since I have deliberately tried something disgusting. Okay, it's been a while since I've deliberately tried something disgusting. I know people want to keep watching the video, but we're taking a little detour here. All right, it's been a while since I've gone out of my way to try something fucking disgusting. And when I was I went out of town. All right, I went out of town. I stopped by a gas station, and I picked this up because I heard about this on on Twitter, and this is like making the rounds. I'm like, you know what? I should try this because I know it's going to be bad. Who at Sprite HQ in their right mind thought that this was going to be a good idea? Who came up with this disgusting abomination? Seriously. How can this be good? It's not gonna be good. It's not gonna taste like tea with lemon, because that's not what Sprite is. Sprite is lemon lime soda. This is gonna be nasty, isn't it? It's gonna be gross. It's just, I mean, listen, tea is brown, right? Tea is brown, but this particular shade of deep amber is, needless to say, not very appetizing, if I had to say so myself. And if we take a quick look at the ingredients, ladies and gentlemen, care to guess what we got going on in this lovely, healthy bottle of Sprite plus tea? Water, corn syrup, less than 2% of natural flavors. No tea. There's no tea used in the production of this. No tea at all is present in Sprite plus tea, by the way. Just natural flavors. Also sodium citrate, caramel color, sodium benzoate, and potassium sorbate to protect the taste from the natural flavors. Oh, God. Also, would anyone like to guess how many grams of sugar are in this fucking bottle? How many grams of sugar are in this fucking bottle of Sprite plus tea? I was shocked when I looked at this fucking bottle. 61 grams of sugar. 61 fucking grams of sugar in this bottle. It's insane. Who is drinking? They're not alive. You're gonna die. If you consume this on a regular basis, you are going to die. This is poison. Soda is poison. Do not drink it. It's terrible for you. It's one of the worst things you can put in your body. If you want to perform one of the healthiest acts in your life, the healthiest thing you can do for your body right now is if you drink soda, stop. Do nothing else but stop drinking soda, and you will feel like a new man or woman. Don't judge. But seriously, don't drink soda. It's terrible for you. I have a nagging suspicion that this might taste like brisk tea. Does anyone like brisk tea? I used to drink brisk tea a lot when I was a kid. I liked brisk tea for whatever reason. I have a nagging suspicion this might come close to it. It's the only thing I could see this tasting like, maybe, in order for it to be good. Beyond that, if it doesn't taste like brisk tea, it's gonna be, you know, it's gonna be shit regardless. So, nice hiss. You get the smell. We get the smell going here. So it smells like the sum of its parts. It smells like Sprite and tea. It smells like Sprite and tea. This is gonna be so fucking disgustingly sweet. Oh my god. Wow, that is sweet as fuck. Jesus, how do people drink this? My god. I need 2 to, like, give a rating. It's not good. It really isn't good. Don't buy this. Don't drink it. It tastes exactly like you think it would. It tastes vaguely of Sprite and vaguely of Lipton tea. Like, but not like freshly brewed Lipton tea. It's Lipton tea where the used tea bag has been left in the cup for several hours and it kind of gets cold and soggy. And then you put in fresh hot water. And then you make tea out of that. And then you mix it with a little bit of Sprite and then load it up with sugar and carbonate the fuck out of it. That's what this tastes like. It is not good. Like, just get brisk tea and you will get a better tea experience, like tea soda experience. This is so bad. Who the fuck came up with this? Seriously. What the fuck were they thinking? I that's going down my drain when the stream is over. My god, and I will now crack into a much healthier LaCroix. Not sponsored. That hits the spot. Fresh, cold, refreshing LaCroix orange flavor, not sponsored. It's almost like think people we do this for money, and that's just really sad. Anyway. If anyone gets that reference, I'll buy you I'll buy you an ice cream cone. There we go. Someone got it. Someone got it. I'm happy. Someone got it. Way too world. Give me my coin. Give me my ice cream. I want my ice cream, please. Give me my. I want my. I forgot. There's something else too. I found them. I found the Pop-Tart ice cream sandwiches. But I made a crucial mistake, and I have to sincerely apologize. May or may not have gotten a bit drunk. May or may not have eaten them before I could film myself eating them. So, I'm gonna find a different flavor. And I'll try those on stream instead. I found the strawberry ones. They're mediocre, just to, like, give you a rating. It's like Pop-Tart ice cream sandwiches. They're pretty mediocre. They're not that good. But there's brown sugar cinnamon flavor, and there's also chocolate flavor. I want the brown sugar cinnamon, because brown sugar cinnamon Pop-Tarts are the best. I love them. I missed some donations, I'm sorry. Let me go back. Where was I with this? It's funny they always mention if they add Unusuals back, economy explodes. When Halloween Unusuals were back in 2016, they never dropped in price. They weren't around very long. They just kept them around or kept using them over and over again. Fat guy pro tip, water flavor packets with 0 sugar. Yeah, it's a good step in the right direction. They're not a health food, but it's definitely a better thing to consume than drinking soda. I had the misfortune, as a European, to buy a can of American Fanta. It felt like I was drinking syrup and I had to dilute it. Harrowing. Yeah. As I'm told by the British, American confections and sodas are terrifying. And, like, if you compare European Fanta to American Fanta is fluorescent, it's neon orange, whereas European Fanta looks like orange juice. Yeah. Also, for me, soda is easier to quit than chips. Yeah, I guess. I mean, people have their unhealthy addictions. Chips aren't good for you either. Replace it with like carrots or something. Drink. Why is it fluorescent and dies? Anyways, let's continue. We have another good chunk of this video to move through.
Sale at $383 on Manco, $429 on Marketplace, and
Insane
Normal Strange
inflation.
is on sale on backpack.tf at 190 keys or $364. I added the cheapest sell price for both of this engineer's loadout. They combine, including that strange Geiger counter, to be $7,476.91. Insane. On May 3rd, I only got a glimpse of this sniper, but he has quite the loadout. It includes the Smith's Caribou, like the old one.
Yeah, that's a rare one. That's a pricey one.
200, priced at 412.
Yeah, the Geiger counter
or 792.
It's just occurred to me that the Geiger counter came out 12 years ago, and 10 years ago, and people might not know what that is. So the Geiger counter was I spelled it wrong. God damn it. The Geiger. How did I spell Geiger? How do I spell it? Help me. Fuck it. We'll just do it easy. Just the I. God damn it. Okay. The Geiger counter is a Wrangler reskin that came out in the Invasion update in 2015. This is 10 years old and very expensive. Because you can trade up to the Corona Australis, which is also... People don't really go for trade-ups with this one so much. Not so much the Bat Saber people go for more, I think. There we go. Onwards.
The cheapest on backpack.tf is 590 keys, or $1,132.80.
You're right. It is spelled wrong. It is. It is GEI. I was right. So why did they spell it the way they did? Why is it with just the I? I'm not retarded. I know how to spell things. At least I consider myself of at least slightly above average intelligence. Why did they spell Geiger wrong? Why? Was it intentional? Is it a joke? Is it Gigger counter? For what purpose? Like frog gigging? Like, come on.
Cents, with one for sale on Marketplace at $939 and one on Manco for $843. He also has a golden pan, which, as we've seen before, is 1 in 425, priced at 3,920 keys or $7,526, with 2 for sale, one at $7,600 and $8,000 respectively, and a Fireproof Secret Diary, one of 650, which is 305 keys or $585.60, with the cheapest for sale on Marketplace coming in at $600. Still on May 3rd, which is the last day of the experiment, by the way. We're almost there. This medic has a Celestial Summit.
So a lot of this is anecdotal, right? This isn't really proof of anything. A lot of this is anecdotal. Just because you come across something in game isn't necessarily going to give you any kind of indication as to the health of the TF2 economy. It's a matter of chance. It's still cool to see what people are wearing in game and the neat things you come across, but it's not of any kind of indication of the economy going in one way or the other. Unless it's something extremely drastic where, like, overnight, suddenly everyone is wearing an unusual hat. It's like, oh, what the fuck happened here? That kind of thing. So, Valve with spelling the Geiger counter, we do a little trolling. It's called We Do a Little Trolling. Yes, I guess.
Gauzed Gaze, which is a 1 of 3 hat.
Quick
there are
switch
currently
missed.
none for sale, and it's priced at 1,250 keys or $2,400.
This is the only time more modern hats are valuable, or more modern unusual effects are valuable, is if they're unboxed on a quick switch misc. And if they're not valuable.
He also has a Starstorm Insomnia Dark Falkirk helm, which is a 1 of 14 hat. The price is outdated on these, with the cheap...
That year's effects were so bad. The Starstorm Insomnia, the purple version of that. What else? I mean, Neutron Star was okay. And then you had, was it Tesla Coil? Tesla Coil was okay. After that year, I stopped keeping track of unusual effects.
Cheapest for sale at 119 keys or $228.48. He also has an Arcana Berliner's Bucket Helm, which is a 1 of 1 hat. None are for sale.
There's the value.
And the price is very old at 600.
Yeah, add a put a 1 or a 2 in front of that, and that's
keys
the price
or
now.
$1,152. Still on the same day, May 3rd, I see a Burning Flames Blast Defense, which is one of 49. It's
Another
priced
quick
at
switch.
187.5 keys or
valuable.
$360, with one for sale at that exact price. And last but not least, still on May 3rd, I see a Power Surge Hong Kong Cone, of which 3 exist, priced
Power Surge.
at $200.
That's a much more niche old robotic boogaloo effect that I've not seen in a very long
70
time.
keys, with the only for sale at 600 keys or $1,152.
Nah, good luck with that.
All right.
No one's gonna buy it for that fucking price. It's a shit effect on a not really desirable hat. Good luck.
Sorry for making you sit through all that. I know it was a lot, but it's important and helps illustrate the point I'm trying to make with this video. Let's go back to our idea that rare items are more common than they used to be. This point's validated by the last 5 minutes of clips that I just showed you. All I really wanted to do is prove it via observation.
I mean, that's just common sense. You really didn't need 10 minutes of coming across unusuals in-game to prove it. It just makes common sense. The fact that you've been able to unbox unusuals for 15 years, and that you've had more and more cases put into the game, naturally, what's going to happen? The number of these things is going to go up, and because there's no cap on these things, there's no cap on how many can be unboxed, you're just going to keep getting more. Now, you could have just said that. The answer is yes. Rare items are far more common. No, I know, but I feel it's yes, I know no one told me I could have skipped whatever, but it's still valuable to watch it. But the point still stands. Like, you didn't need to do this. Again, it was cool to see. It was cool to see.
And I'm going to leave this point here. Just take a look.
Oh yeah, and of course the size of the player base matters too. But with the data, I said this on a previous stream. With the data I've seen, that when I was doing my video about bots, and I keep tabs on it here and there, the core size of the tf2 player base, like the background behavior, really hasn't changed all that much since Meet Your Match came out. Like, once Meet Your Match came out, a lot of people left, but then once those player counts stabilized towards the end of 2017, the number of players has basically been about the same. It went up a little bit during COVID because more people being inside, and then of course they went back down again once everyone had to go back to work and school. But it's the TF2 player count in terms of humans has probably hovered around 30 to 50,000 peak players for the past roughly 10 years or so. Like, it's been more or less. Of course you see spikes and what have you during updates and whatnot, but yeah. Any word on the summer update from my man on the inside? It's soon, maybe this week. If not this week, definitely next. But it might come out this week, probably this week. But we'll see.
Look at this clip. Do you see what I mean? The soldier has an unusual. The other medic has an Australian medigun. Say it one more time.
Anecdotal, but
these items
sure.
just aren't rare.
I know what you're
anymore.
saying.
Now that we're done with our first point, let's move on to the second. TF2's bleeding players, which is causing an increase in density of rare items.
Yes.
As I just
But
showed,
that's more so caused by whales unboxing shitloads of crates. Not so much that, like, yes, the player count's kind of slowly going down. Definitely has an impact on the density of rare items. But whales open and cause the saturation of items to go up significantly.
rare items are so common that if you play casual for an hour or so, you'll probably see some wild shit. Part of this is because TF2 is slowly bleeding players. To better understand this issue, I'm going to arbitrarily separate the TF2 player base into 3 different groups. I'll call them Population 1, 2, and 3. Population 3 represents the players that are around for the long haul, veterans who have thousands of hours in the game and have played for an extensive period of time. Like me, I've played for 11 years. Population 2 players are not truly beginners, but have less than 500 hours, let's say, and that's completely arbitrary. These players are the few that made it past the opening stages of TF2 and are starting to really dig into the game. And lastly, we'll have
Mega Scatterbomb did a survey on the TF2 player counts, and if you look at the number of hours in game, it's a pretty like distinct bell curve of distribution of hours, roughly centered on about 1,000. And the more you go towards either extreme end, it tapers off with a significant spike in players approaching 10,000 hours. It's like a strange outlier, but it's more or less a bell curve. Kind of arbitrarily splitting it into 3 groups is a bit of a misrepresentation of the appropriate split of hour counts amongst players.
Population 1. They're the noobs.
No, yeah, it's absolutely an issue with player retention instead of just the economy, because I mean, there's not a lot keeping players around these days, other than if you happen to fall in love with the gameplay, right? Which is ideally what should keep people around. But also keeping people around after their initial interactions with the game is extremely difficult, because the game is immensely complex, tells you nothing about how it works. And then on top of that, you have the miserable experience that is casual mode, which is a bitch and a half to deal with. It's like, why would you stick around in a free video game when it does everything in its power to make you leave? So, yeah. The game has a very big player retention problem. It's always had this problem since launch, and then Meet Your Match only made it worse. So, that is a factor.
Just downloaded the game, many of which will leave, which is expected with the free-to-play game. Each of these groups play a critical role in the microeconomy. I'm going to explain why. Let's begin with the veterans. This group typically contains the whales that sustain a microeconomy. And at one point, I was a perfect example of this, having a backpack worth over $2,000.
Yep.
These players have no...
If you're going by backpack value, then I guess that means I used to be one as well. But typically when I think whale, I think guys who spend the ludicrous amounts of money and do shitloads of unboxing. That's what I think of when I think whale. Not so much just because you buy a lot.
No problem dumping money into the game, because they spend a lot of time playing and care about it. And that's totally reasonable. People spend money on things they care about. The microeconomy runs into trouble with this group, though, as it slowly bleeds players.
Yes.
This is okay, though, because in the live service model, there's a constant flux of new players in and old players out. Unfortunately, TF2 is seeing a decline in player counts as time goes on.
Yes.
New players are not replacing the veterans and whales that are leaving the game. Now let's move on to Population 2, the smallest group.
It's also really hard to know if that long-term trend is human. Chances are it is, but again, it's hard to know. I wish it'd be so good to have clearer human data on the with TF2's player counts, just to know what isn't, and what is not being impacted by bots.
These players are not new to the game. They understand it, at least at a surface level, and have the capacity to understand the status and affinity the items can get you. This makes them the most impressionable group of players. They're the population that can easily be hooked by the shiny keys and the badass burning flames hats.
No, I think it's the other way around. A lot of people, at least these days, coming into Team Fortress 2, and more so for the past 10 years or so, they already knew that TF2 is the hat game. Like, they already know TF2 is the Gamba hat game that's been established for many years now. And the most impressionable group are the ones that are just now coming in. Like, they come in like, oh yeah, cool, it's the hat game. I'm gonna buy a hat. Like, I know it's not a good way to gauge, but how many of you, when you started playing TF2, bought something in a very short time frame? Like, within your first 10 or 20 hours of playing TF2, did you buy something? Yes or no? I bet it's a lot more yeses than nos. I was wrong. It's a lot more nos than yeses. Interesting. All right, let's ask again. About how much playtime did you have in hour count? Just type the number when you bought something. And if you didn't buy anything, then don't feel the need to respond. Man, I guess this guy was spot on. Few hundred hours seems to be the sweet spot. Damn, and he pulled that out of his ass, too. Pretty spot on. There you go.
Soldier flying around with a 30 kill streak on his Australian rocket launcher. This group harbors
validated in real time
many future spenders, and it's usually just a matter of time before they start making Valve money. Unfortunately, this group has always been undersized for a game as popular as TF2. That hurts Valve's pockets.
No, that's actually not true, given the distribution of player counts that I saw with Mega Scatterbomb's survey. It's again, it's more like a bell curve. Fun fact, did you know Ender Slime and 2 other big traders bought 90% of spelled items to resell them for double the price? No, yeah, I know. There is a spell trading Discord where a whole bunch of guys hoovered up all of the spelled items and are now trying to flip them for a ridiculous amount of money. Yeah. Ender Slicer, yeah, him. Also somebody who bought scammed items, if memory serves, yeah. Again, big traders are generally scummy people that you shouldn't be interacting with. Yeah. But no, yeah, I am aware of the monopolization of the spelled items market.
Future profit lies here. But why is this group so small? It's so small because TF2 is the least beginner-friendly game ever. Population 1 players don't know anything about how this game works.
It is pretty amazing that even despite TF2 being so unfriendly to new players, that we have as many people that we do stick around. Like, that's testament to how good the game is, regardless of its complexity.
But how are they supposed to? The tutorial's useless.
Yes.
For such a mechanically complex game, how can you only help players with 4 of the 9 classes?
Yep.
And help players is a generous overstatement.
Yep.
The tutorial misses critical parts of each class's kit.
It's just unfinished. Valve never finished it. The tutorial was rushed out when the game, or sorry, I can't talk. The tutorial started being developed when Valve knew they were going to push the game as free to play. And then they threw in a few more classes after the game went free to play, and then they left it at that because they're just lazy and didn't do anything else beyond that.
You're supposed to know to air blast as pyro when the tutorial doesn't tell you. What about rocket jumping, cloaking, and disguising as spy? The best tips for beginners are the tips that show up when you load into a game.
Mm-hmm.
Not only this, but the default settings for TF2 are heinous. 70 FOV? You can't even see anything.
Yeah.
The game's in a horrible need of optimization for new players, and this would
Valve actually improving the new player experience? Man, who'd have thought? Valve actually working on the game again? Man, wouldn't that be fucking great?
Very easy to do. Just edit the code that determines game settings when you first install it. So it would improve new players' experience because their game would function.
Listen, someone might like it that way. Someone might like the way the game is right now. You ever consider that? Someone might like the way the game is right now. So why change it? That's what they said. Right? That's what they said about hats and shit. You know, it's what Eric Smith said. Someone might actually like it this way. So why change it? Intuitive logic right there. Someone might actually like this. It is the perfect argument. Completely invalidated. Video discarded. Done.
On the same playing field as everyone else.
A joke.
Then, if these new players can stomach the horribly optimized game, they get hit with the gut punch that is casual mode.
Yes.
There's no other way to say it. Casual mode sucks. Roll after roll, unbalanced teams, server resets after every round. Seriously, who would put...
God, this guy sounds so entitled right now. He even sounds a little racist. God, who'd have thought? We listen, thank you, Jill, for doing such great work on this. Thank you, Val. We love you. Everything you do is infallible and unflawed. We love every single thing you do. You can do no wrong in our eyes. We will now open 5 million more cases. He's an anti-Semite even, completely. It's just so true. How dare you hate this game? He hates the game, guys. He wants the game to die. He does. He hates the game. He wants it to die because he said casual mode sucks. Just true now.
Up with this for more than an hour before just deleting the game. I started playing this game when quick play was the standard. The only emphasis quick play had on winning and losing was your own personal satisfaction, and that's really important. New players didn't care one bit if you won or lost. You're free to experiment and learn the game at your own pace. Want to get as good as the pub stompers and comp players? Swap teams and fight them. Learning how to use unlocks? Feel free to test them at your leisure without worrying about losing. If I had to deal with casual mode when I started, I would have deleted the game and not given it a second thought. Being punished for losing as a new...
Want to learn TF2? I don't know what any weapons or classes do. Can I have some help? Nope. Same question. We have to care about winning now, so get your shit together. Nope. And now you need to win too. Don't underperform and piss off those veterans. Yeah, that is an unignorable paradigm shift in the mentality of many approaching Team Fortress 2 is the overemphasis on winning in order because Valve again wanted to turn TF2 into an esport. So they try to make the entire game about winning and competing, and then it fucked up the game irrecoverably. Even though they could come in and fix it and make it recover, Valve just decided to never do that. Crying shame.
New player in this
Open 500 more cases. We love you, Valve. Thank you.
game is the best way to turn someone away.
We love
and
you.
TF2 is doing a phenomenal job at that. Look again at our player counts dropping. Not only is this bad for the game, it's horrible for the economy.
Yes.
Every time a veteran player cashes out and calls it quits, those items get dumped back into circulation with one less player. Then you have to ask yourself, if 5
They don't even get dumped back into circulation. A lot of people just leave the game and their shit is locked to their inventory forever. So in a way, that kind of helps the economy. Man, there are so many dead accounts out there with awesome items that will never ever see the light of day ever again. It's kind of a shame too.
people play the game, will any of the items be worth anything? Well, probably not. 1,000? There's 430 golden pans, so 1 in 2 people have a pan. What's it worth then?
Well, no, because like most of the pans are owned by fewer than 430 people.
It's obviously hyperbole, but TF2's on its way to
But
that
he gets
state.
the idea.
And we see Valve starting to notice. Free-to-play players were recently unmuted. It seems like Valve saw they were turning away too many players at the door, even though a large percentage of those players were spending money in order to get unmuted.
Thing is, the only reason why Valve unmuted them is because people made a stink. They wouldn't have done it otherwise. It was only in their benefit to keep free-to-plays muted because, like he just said, players went out of their way to spend money in order to have access to communication features. Something like 65% of new players did that based on a poll that I took on my channel, which is crazy to think about. 65% of new players, ever since they muted free-to-plays, went out of their way to buy something just so they can speak and have full access to the game's mechanics. That was only in Valve's benefit to keep it that way, and no one was bitching. No one was complaining, and it was just earning Valve a fuckload of money. And then finally, when people started making noise about it, like me and others, then they did something because like Valve's like, oh shit, this is actually really bad and makes us look bad. Maybe we should throw them a bone to get them off our backs. It's the only reason why they did it. The only reason why they unmuted free-to-plays. And not even completely.
The key here is that Valve isn't stupid. They understand that by unmuting free-to-play players, they'll make more money in the long run than they make in the
Well, no, that's not true, because now... now there's no incentive to buy in. Now there's even less incentive to buy in.
short term by charging them to talk. They also understand that this game has massive earning potential. It's just a matter of tapping into those population 1 and 2 players to get it. But the multi-billion-dollar company doesn't care about the revenue from TF2, you might say. I couldn't disagree more. During the bot crisis, TF2 stood on the same level as games that were making upwards of $45 million a year.
So, in the grand scheme of what Valve earns from TF2, yes, it is pennies. But of course, when it comes to the tens of millions that they earn, they absolutely have to account for that in their budgeting when it comes to paying for TF2 servers, the extra money coming from that. Like, of course, it's money that it all ends up being used for one reason or another. And if there was suddenly a vacuum, if they just suddenly decided to turn off TF2, that would create a brief and temporary problem for them, but then they would just have to reallocate some extra funds coming from Counter-Strike, and then it'd be fixed. The real reason why they keep TF2 alive is because if they suddenly were to turn off TF2 and its economy, that would basically cause for the other microeconomies to implode in this massive cascading effect where a whole bunch of Chinese men realize, oh shit, the millions we've spent on our inventories and also, oil barons in the Middle East. Oh shit, we don't actually own any of these things, and Valve can turn them off at a moment's notice. We have no control over these items that we own. So, market panic and everything crashes. So Valve will never turn off TF2. They will, as so long as Counter-Strike stays alive, TF2 stays alive right along with it. So anytime someone does the bullshit emotional manipulation of, hey, you just want TF2 to die, they're gonna turn off Valve servers if you don't like the hats they put in. They're never going to do it. Not until Counter-Strike goes away.
I promise.
And same for Dota as well.
You. A company does not get to Valve's size and status by ignoring a single $1 million, much less 50. These companies squeeze every last cent out of their clients that they can.
That is
people
true.
Have said it before. Valve will not make any changes unless it makes them money.
That is true.
TF2 is losing players that provide Valve a steady form of income. New players have a very difficult time overcoming TF2's steep learning curve. This combination has caused Valve to unmute free-to-play players and disrupt a revenue stream that they already had in order to tap into potential money.
We have a direct tap into how much money updates earn if workshoppers that consistently get their items in the game were to come forth and anonymously leak back calculated values. Like, one of them could just do that and release it anonymously. No one would ever know who they are. And we could very easily track just how much money TF2 earns directly. Like, we only have little bits and pieces of how much money TF2 earns, and that has been calculated from data that I've been told from workshoppers based off of key sale revenue and the money they earn from that. And if you know the exact percentage of the cut they get from key sales, then you can calculate how much money an update earns from just key sales, mind you, not all the other stuff that Valve sells on the Manco store or the community market. But yeah, if someone just wants to do that and leak it anonymously, that'd be great to know, even though they won't do it. What does Valve even do with their money? They're making billions a year, not hundreds of millions. They're making billions a year. What are they doing? Buying a shitload of pink cookies. Gabe's getting his 4th yacht. More company vacations, pouring hundreds of millions into brain chip interfaces and a Steam Deck that not a lot of people care about. VR. VR is the future. It's the future of gaming. Yeah. I mean, they're living high on the hog at Valve. So what they're doing is nothing when it comes to their games anyway.
Outside the TF2 sphere. Okay, let's address the last point. The top group of traders and websites have a monopoly on the microeconomy and are increasing the prices by a significant margin. An uphill battle that population 1 and 2 players have to face when they're trying to sink their teeth into TF2 and its micro.
The only way new players can get their hands on a lot of cool items is by directly going to the top traders, and they know it. They are fat and happy in the position they are because you all have to go to them, and they make lots of money off of you. I think Gabe is trying to find a way to live forever so he doesn't have to surrender the company to his ex-wife when he dies. Oh my god, Richter.
Economy is the fact that there's essentially a monopoly on the sought-after items in this game.
No, there is a monopoly. It's not.
Traders
it's not essentially.
Have inventories worth hundreds of thousands of dollars and don't use or care about the items they have.
Nope.
They're
it's
only
all about making money.
Profit. The same group of 15 traders own the vast majority of expensive items in the TF2 sphere.
Yep, and you can't hate them enough.
They have full liberty to increase the prices across the board and force everybody to pay more. Combine that with undercutting everyone trying to cash out, like I experienced, and you have a monopoly on the entire economy.
Yep.
Something else that's been going on in these trading circles is known as desperation pricing or margin preservation. When sales volume drops, sellers increase their price to preserve margins. It's a self-reinforcing negative cycle, with higher prices
shocking indeed,
sales,
totally shocking,
lead to increased prices again. Most expensive items live in veteran players' backpacks where the player enjoys having the item. Therefore, sales volume across the game has plummeted, feeding into this loop. Then, there are large websites like all the TF sites, marketplace.tf.
He gets the idea. He gets the idea. Yeah, there you go. This one image basically sums up the entirety of the third-party TF2 economy outside of the community market and outside of the Manco store. This is it. It's not even shots fired. This is just true. Marketplace. The whole .tf conglomerate is owned and operated by self-admitted pedophiles. Go watch Turkey Tom's video if you don't believe me. The more people that know, the better. Manco.store is owned by scammers. I'd rather go through scammers than pedophiles. Yes, that is true. It is 100% true. And they had a very successful cover-up operation to basically silence anyone within the TF2 sphere that would talk about it. And now it's, it's like fucking 6 years too late when all this shit came out. It was a while ago. 5 years? However long ago this all came out. But, now you know. Spread the word. owned and operated by pedophiles. Self-admitted pedophiles. By the way, go watch my my mustard cupcakes video here on the second channel, where I briefly discuss how the largest charity events that bring in money for children openly work and collaborate with trading websites owned and operated by self-admitted pedophiles. Yeah, not exactly a good juxtaposition of these two things. Not saying that the guys who run these charity events know, albeit it's kind of ignorance is bliss if they don't know this shit. But, yeah, it's a little alarming when you think about it. Just a little bit. That people just accept this, right? One of one limited edition Halloween unusual 5,000 keys, no less. I know what I have. Yeah, a lot of these guys do that. It's crazy. Like yeah, that is basically what happens. Oh, I have the one of two red velvet cookie top hat, $5,000, please. Yeah. Where's that coming from? Go watch Turkey Tom's video. He made a whole video. It's called TF2 Creeps, or Creeps of TF2. I forget the exact title. Fuck it. I'll spoon feed it to you. I'll send it to you right now. I will spoon feed it to you right now, so you can go watch it on your own time.
Normal lives.
There you go.
Backpack.tf, Scrap.tf, which are run by self-admitted pedophiles.
There you go.
Watch Turkey Tom's video. It's very
There you go.
eye-opening. And
yeah.
sites like Manco Store, which is full of predatory practices. These sites, including the Steam Community Market, take a huge percentage from player sales, further increasing the prices. The higher the price, the more the website makes, so they're happy to see this artificial price bubble in effect. The synergy between these two groups, the traders and the websites, keeps...
But now I need to pause for 50 minutes so we can watch the Tom video. You know what? That's probably not a bad idea. I think one of these streams, I need to actually sit down and go through that part of the video when he covers this, or where he covers that, just so more people are made aware of it, because that entire debacle flew completely under the entire TF2 Sphere's radar. And the majority of people that watch that video have a very surface level engagement with the game, but the majority of people that actively play TF2 on a regular basis and are like intimately familiar with the game and the people involved with the game basically just don't know about this shit. So next time I'll go watch Tom's video and have a look. Yeah, or they just don't engage with the game at all, and so they have no idea. Yeah, and I agree. More people need to be made aware of this and need to at least like ask the question like, hey, why are so many people willing to give them money? You know, come on. It is literally insane. Yes, Richter, and they make millions of dollars a year from the TF2 economy, and these guys openly admitted to doing some pretty awful shit. Like, you know, and it's like, okay, sure, it's fine. We don't care. You know, give us more hats, Valve, please. Oh, fuck. That sucks. It sucks so much. Like this, that's all we got going on in the TF2 sphere now, right? And I'm the bad guy. I'm the bad guy. Ugh! It sucks.
Price is skyrocketing for everything in the game, and eventually this bubble's going to have to burst. When you join a game of TF2 and half your team has god tier hats, they won't mean anything anymore. As the game keeps bleeding players, this is bound to happen in the future.
Thing is, we have something bright on our side, and it's that most people really don't give a shit. Most people don't really give a shit about any of the new items they're adding. They're like, again, they're like shiny and epic for like 20 minutes, and then people don't care and they fuck off to back to playing the game. Like, no one gives a fuck about any of the new hats or any of the new unusual effects. They're probably slightly enamored by some of the old stuff, but they kind of look at it and go, fuck it, and they just kind of move on with their day. So that we have that playing to the side of keeping the economy intact. So
and cause a complete crash in prices.
Now, there
Traders are buying
ain't gonna be a crash until CSGO goes, or Counter-Strike 2, whatever.
backpacks for now, but when nobody wants to purchase their items anymore, what happens? Well, the traders will stop buying backpacks, and then players aren't able to cash out.
Oh, there's
Imagine the raw
still
panic
a lot of money to be made
will
in this game
propagate through
before that
TF2s
happens.
and Valve's other economies when items lose all their value. I don't think this is going to happen in the immediate future, but I encourage those watching to consider
Maybe
the
in 10 years.
relationship you have with the game. It might be worth identifying items that you don't really need and getting rid of them before everything goes to shit.
Yeah, that is true. Cash out now before it's too late. Just be careful about how you sell shit. A good alternative to Marketplace, the only one that comes to mind is manco.store. At least it's not pedophiles. That's how low the bar is set, right? That's how low we have to set the bar. But manco.store is at least not owned by pedophiles. So I will sell through them. Like, that's depressing, isn't it? Like, that's what we have to set. That's what we have to go for now. The bar's already 6 feet under. Ah. Yeah. I mean, you can sell stuff on the community market, but then those funds are locked to the community market. So if you want to buy another game or items for another game, then yeah, go for it. But if you want cash and money out of the game, then you got to go through a third-party website. Or take your risks with selling people items directly for PayPal. So it's not exaggerative. I'm pretty sure Mr. Footrest is still at the head of Scrap.tf millions every year. No, yeah, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if he's like the top dog, but he's definitely a member of the top brass. And that guy makes millions a year. Mr. Footrest himself makes millions.
Cash out while you can and enjoy the game for its deep gameplay, unique casual atmosphere, and the incredible art style. That's what I did, and it really improved my relationship with the game.
Why would TF2 not having updates anymore crash Counter-Strike? No. That wouldn't crash Counter-Strike. Like, shutting down TF2's economy, closing the servers, items go away. That would crash the Counter-Strike economy. Because again, that would open up everyone's eyes in that sphere of like, oh shit, we don't actually own any of this. And that would cause massive market panic, and then it would just all go to shit. Like, uh-oh, this $200,000 AK skin isn't actually real. It's being hosted on a server somewhere, just a bunch of zeros and ones, and Valve can just turn it off whenever they want. Uh-oh, time to sell.
Let's bring this full circle. As TF2 is slowly losing
That
veterans,
wouldn't actually happen. You'd be surprised. Because it's pretty interesting that no one has tried, and no one would dare shut down any remotely, moderately successful microeconomy. It hasn't been done before. And no game company wants to be the first to do it. No one wants to be the first one to find out what happens when they shut this shit off and how it would impact their other games, right? They'll never do it. And because they know what's going to happen.
new players become more and more important for the health of this game. Currently, we're losing more population 3 players than gaining in population 1 and 2. The importance of these new impressionable players...
I don't know. I don't think the veterans are leaving. The veterans are here for the long haul because they actually enjoy the game. I think the biggest issue is retaining new players and not so much retaining old players. Because, I mean, I have thousands and thousands of hours in this game. I don't see myself leaving until I can't physically play the game anymore. Or unless there's just no servers to play on. So. No, I know some veterans have quit. Some have. But most stick around. Didn't that happen to Rocket League? So Rocket League once had a full economy where you could buy, sell, trade. But then they removed that off the Steam market and it went to Epic. And now you can only buy shit. You can't trade shit or sell shit. So it did hurt Rocket League in that regard, yeah. But it didn't delete people's items. Like, they weren't removed or shut off, but it did hurt the game a little bit. You would have to see what happens when you turn off a successful game's microeconomy at its end of life to see how much of an effect it would have on other games that are still going. It was a really dumb fucking move for Rocket League to turn off trading. Like, they are missing out on loads of money, but they just, they don't have to.
Cannot be understated. This group are the ones who Valve and the traders want to get into the TF2 economy and start spending money along with the whales they already have. Again, there is
have I heard about the recent layoffs at Xbox? 50% of the entire... 50%? Really? There's no way that's right. I'm sure the layoffs are true, but 50% of the workforce sounds a bit exaggerated. Not realistic. Yeah, 10% maybe, but 50% is not a sustainable move. It is not a sustainable move at all. So I heard about the layoffs, and I mean, what did we think was going to happen? They just cannot release a successful game, and it seems like they're firing the wrong people. They're firing the talent and not the execs at the top that are directing these people to make shitty games. Those are the people that need to leave, not the people that are actually doing the work. Like, if they just had a recomp and removed a lot of the middle management bullshit that's been doing nothing but harm the development of making good games, then they would find some success. But no, they go out of the way and fire all the other people that are actually doing the work. That's my interpretation of it. Like, I don't have the breakdown of who was fired, right? If they just fired a bunch of middle management, that'd be fantastic, and then let the people out with the talent actually do good work and make good games again. But that is the natural reaction when you are doing nothing but hemorrhaging money because you cannot sell games. You start laying people off. "50% of a specific studio." There we go. Okay, that makes more sense. No, yeah, I know Microsoft buys studios, just shut them down, and then they just don't make good games. Like, they keep... It's a bizarre act of self-sabotage. And a lot of game companies are doing that. It's a bizarre act of self-sabotage where they're just consistently making dog shit that no one wants to buy. So, let's continue.
anything bad about spending money on a video game. I'd be happy to see new players get involved with TF2 trading in the economy. However, when everything's stacked against a new player, both from a gameplay and a monetary perspective, why should they stick around like we all did? Ah yes, the doom and gloom is palpable. The game's going to die a horrible death and everybody who has money invested
You
won't be
just
able to
hate
get
the
it out.
game. You hate the game.
That is not true at all if something's done about it. And the fix is so simple. Optimize the game. Bring back quick play. Let talented mappers and experienced players develop a new tutorial. I cannot be more...
It is pretty funny how Valve could just ask for us to make a tutorial for them, and people would just do it for free. And then they could put it in the game and help players. Like, Valve could just do that right now. We have the SDK. No, people would do it for free. I guarantee, like, people have probably already done something like that for free. Wouldn't surprise me. But like the point, of course, of course people wouldn't actually do it for free. They would want money. But no, that's not even true. Some people would actually do it for free because they love the game. But think about that, right? That's how low the fruit is. It's such low-hanging fruit to do so much good for this game, and Valve makes the conscious decision year after year to do nothing. And that should piss all of us off. That should make all of us angry about the state of the game. And just how easy it is to make such easy, amazing improvements can be made with such minimal work, and Valve just doesn't do it. It is so infuriating. And people keep giving them the pass.
more blunt here, it would take less than a week for Valve to get this done. The community can make a brand new, effective tutorial, and Valve can just implement it like they do with all of the community-made maps already.
Yes.
I'm sure there are hundreds of TF2 veterans who would jump at the idea of developing a tutorial that would replace the shit show we currently have. And the benefits would be seen immediately. The population 2 that I've been referencing would explode. The fundamental product that is Team Fortress 2 is one of the most incredible experiences in gaming. It's such a shame that it is a couple employees' work week and overhead to fix, and yet they refuse to do anything.
That's just true. It's so easy. It's not that much work, and they just go, nah, fuck you. You get nothing. Now you get a couple of new hats and some shitty maps. Fuck you. That's all you get. Open the boxes now, you fucking pig. Give us your money.
About it. These small changes would make Valve so much money.
It makes me so happy that more people are willing to present Valve in this way instead of sucking their cock and slobbering their knob at every fucking turn. I'm so glad more people are being very honest about Valve in this way. It's good to see. More people need to do that.
Orders of magnitude more than the salary and overhead they'd have to cover for the changes. It would also bring life back into trading circles, fresh blood that traders and websites could capitalize on while not needing to jack up prices.
It would be hard. I don't know if there'd be that much growth to break the monopoly we got going on. The monopoly going on is entirely third party, and I don't remember the exact story of how they got jacked into TF2's API, but it's not exact, or the item API, it's not exactly easy, or the item schema rather. It's not easy to get into. And I think someone just asked for it many years ago and was given access, and then that's just how it's stuck around for all these years, and like no one else has bothered again since then. I think is the general story of it. I need to like fact check myself before I talk about it anymore, lest I get something wrong.
In fact, they could drop prices. With more eyes on their items, traders could lower the price to the point where they'll still make a profit, but start moving a high volume of items again. However, as the game continues to die a very painful death, I'd get my money out while I still can. There's no foreseeable change coming as badly as it's needed. While you will get ripped off by these traders, you
Listen, we the players have much more influence than we let ourselves on to believe. It's true. We keep proving it to ourselves time and time again, but for some reason, it just doesn't stick. We complain about shitty hats, we get better hats. We complain about the bots, Valve does something. We complain about free-to-plays being muted, Valve unmutes them, mostly. My god, all we have to do is make fucking noise and demand for Valve to do better, and it seems like they'll actually do something. It's being shown time and time and time again. All we have to do is ask and make fucking noise. My god. It sucks that it took so long for people to realize that this is the proper avenue to take if we want something to get done on this fucking game. Shit. Oh. Better late than never, I guess.
sell your items for cash while keeping the items you need to still facilitate the core TF2 experience you like. They will bust your balls, but cashing out now will save you in the long run when TF2's economy crashes. This brings me to the most important part of this entire video. It is common knowledge that Valve will not touch this game unless it will make them money. I've just shown that it is in Valve.
Yeah, that's why we have the power. Stop giving them this. Cool it. Close the fucking wallet. That's all you have to do. It's easy. It's fucking easy. Stop it. Oh, stop asking. Valve is this great company. They love us so much. They do so much. So you're entitled. You're a piece of shit, bigot. How dare you? Valve does so much. They gave us a shitty froggy hat. You have to love them. You have to love them. They made great games in 2005.
Valve's best interest to maintain the integrity of this game. If the TF2 market crashes, that will send ripples through its other economies in CS and Dota. In this video, I've outlined the simple, low-effort, effective steps it would take to bring fresh blood into this game. I've also showed that TF2's economy is in a precarious position.
The Valve worship is fucking insane. It needed to have stopped years ago, frankly. Again, they're only marginally better than any other AAA developer, and more people need to understand that.
Items that were once rare are no longer. Traders and websites keep increasing prices as the desperation pricing dilemma festers.
Good shots.
Players should cash out now while they still can, as I'm not getting my hopes up for Valve to do anything. And that's it. Thanks for watching. This will probably be the only TF2 video I make like this, so don't feel the need to...
There you go. Good video. Fantastic. Go give this gentleman some love right now. Go like the video. Go say hello. Good video. I mean, you know, it was a fun little foray into what's going on in the TF2 economy right now. It's part of the puzzle to think about. You know, it's just one of the many symptoms of Valve's neglect with this game, and just how fucked it's become because of those years of neglect. The economy took a hit. You know, economy took a hit. Less shit for people to buy, less shit to go around. The web's, you know, trading being monopolized by a small handful of people. It sucks. It does suck. And it's entirely within Valve's control. It would not take that much fucking work to actually bring some genuine good change, and they just refuse to do it. And long story short, we have all the power. Make more noise. Just a shame that no one ever really seems to have a call for action. Except for when bots make the game fucking unplayable. Yeah. And even then, that was half-baked. Do I think the MVM update will fix a bit of the economy? No. I think the MVM update will mostly amount to a copy and paste job similar to the previous updates we've been getting since 2018. If Valve goes beyond the bare minimum of copying and pasting several maps with whatever missions they have, tossing them into boot camp, if they do anything beyond that, I will be genuinely shocked. I hope they do. Valve would be bafflingly stupid, monumentally retarded if they do not do the bare minimum of throwing some new items in there for people to farm and buy Tour of Duty tickets. They would be monumentally, heavily lobotomized with a spoon, transorbital, in their fucking eye socket if they don't add like a single new gold gun. It's so fucking easy to do. People have already done the work for them on the workshop. If they don't take the fruit that has already fallen on the ground and put that in the fucking MVM update, that just proves how incompetent Valve is. They would have to be genuinely retarded to not put new items in this MVM update. Again, I'll be stunned if they don't. It's expected, but it's still, I would be stunned. Seriously. No, yeah, and they can't even get a fucking copy and paste job right when maps are broken, new game modes are broken, cosmetics are broken. They don't even test the shit they put in the game. They just copy and paste it a week before and go, here you go, here's your shit, here are your toys, give me some money, open your fucking boxes now. And fuck off and be happy for a little while until you bitch at us for more new shit. Why is it expected? Because that's how Valve has been treating this game for a decade. Is below the bare minimum. Jack shit, nothing. It sucks. Aussie fish for the win. I mean, any Australian, anything. A revolver. Australian detonator, flare gun. Australian flare gun for pyromanes. Come on, like it's so easy. It's so easy. Just do it. Oh my god, it's not hard. You just have to retexture a fucking weapon and then make it fall when you complete a mission. It's not hard. It's not fucking hard. And they still won't do it. Like, to the point where you have to beg Valve to give us new shit to spend money on that's worth spending money on. That's how bad of a situation we're in. When they can't even be asked to do that. My god. Insane. See, there, I knew this was going to happen. Like, oh, what TF2 weapons? You're like, mountains, endless hills, rolling deep mountains of content. What Australians are going to be added to Team Fortress 2? 500 videos are going to be made about Australiums. If Valve puts in a fucking Australium syringe gun, content for months. I got 1,000 kills with a new Australium syringe gun. I got 1,000 kills with a new Australium revolver. Reviewing the new Australiums. Then what Australiums are we going to get next? It's so easy. Oh, it's so easy to inject some new life into the game. They just gave us a new fucking gold gun. 20 million views. Bring out the dancing lobsters. It's just like it's easy. It is genuinely so easy. It really is. Another 20 billion to Valve. I don't trust the community to make tours highly likable. They'll be poorly designed, either numbingly boring or irritatingly unfair. I mean, if the potato.tf guys are of any indication, they've made some pretty good stuff. Valve just has to pick the good stuff. Anything that's being cranked out between the announcement and the update is probably guaranteed to be shit. It's gonna be bad. I hope Valve picks the good stuff that is already there. It's really easy to do. But are they going to do that? I don't trust them. At all. With anything. So, we'll see. To me, like I said in the podcast with Richter and Casual, the episode we put out not too long ago, and also in that brief video I put out, this is like Valve's heads up. Like, hey, guys who have MVM maps in the workshop, get that shit ready for this update. I feel like that's what the announcement was really for, because like even Valve should know, you'd think they should know, that a few months is not enough time to make a competent map of any kind, let alone a high quality map, and especially an MVM one. So like we're gonna see probably by August or September, we're gonna see existing TF2 maps that have been reworked into MVM maps. That's the first thing we're going to see. We're going to see like NVM Hydro or NVM Upward, except they're like reskinned a little bit. Maybe like they take place at night, or they change the color of the rocks a little bit, or they add some broken robots here and there and some smoking piles of metal parts. But I guarantee you that's what we're going to see first, is NVM reskins of existing maps. No, I already know it's a thing. But in order to get content out for the update cycle, we're going to see reskins of existing Halloween maps that are reskins of existing vanilla maps turned into MVM maps. It's a fucking map inception. Vanilla map, Halloween reskin, MVM of the Halloween reskin of the vanilla map. Like, that is just going to happen. And then when Christmas comes around, it's going to be an MVM of a Christmas reskin of a Halloween reskin of a vanilla map. It's going to be this cascading effect, because Valve is like allergic to adding good content for some reason. I don't know why. I would prefer reskins of old maps for MVM. But like, if you have a Halloween reskin of an existing MVM map, which we got last year, and it plays like dick because zombie infection sucks, that's what you're gonna get. Oh, there's pumpkins, and the sky is dark, and the moon is orange, and the bricks are red, and there's burning cars, and oh look, it's a spooky version of the MVM map. Yeah. I love Halloween. I love Halloween so much. I love pumpkins. I need pumpkins on Rottenberg. I need Halloween Rottenberg now. You don't understand. I need Halloween Rottenberg now. Christmas and Santa Clauses. Oh, I need little elves coming out over the hills, and the elves coming in and cascading in torrents. We have to shoot the elves for the Christmas MVM maps. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Mark my fucking words, that's what we're going to see. That is what we're going to see. If we don't see any of that shit, I don't know, I'll shove this bottle in my butt. I don't fucking know. I'll do something outlandish and unnecessary. I'll have some kind of exasperated reaction to them not putting in a garbage reskin of an existing map. It's gonna happen. It is an inevitability. It is an inevitability. They're gonna put in a fucking Halloween reskin of a vanilla map and then a Christmas reskin of a Halloween reskin of an existing map. Oh fuck. I know they're going to do it. I want to be positive. Trust me, I want to be positive about anything Valve does with this game, but it's so hard when they consistently drop the ball. It really is. It's really hard. It's really, really hard. I want to have hope. I really do. And I have a little sliver of it because of this MBM update. Because again, it's so fucking easy to put new shit in the game that doesn't suck and make new gold guns, but they don't. They're not going to do it because they're too fucking lazy. We'll see. Time will tell. Worst part about going through all of this and knowing that the state of our game, CS2 is in a worse spot than TF2. I think all the broken shit in CS2 right now. I mean, Counter-Strike 2 is not in a good spot, but to say it's in a worse spot than TF2, I think I disagree. I think I strongly disagree with that statement. That's just me. Okay, I'm gonna cut the stream there. I have a really bad headache. I found out that it takes me about 2 days to get re-addicted to caffeine whenever I drink coffee in the morning, and then I'm like, I drank caffeinated coffee, and I'm like, man, I feel fucking awesome. And then the next day I had caffeinated coffee, and I'm like, man, I feel fucking awesome. And then I didn't have caffeinated coffee this morning, and I'm like, man, now I feel like shit. I have a horrible headache because I didn't have caffeine. 2 days for my body to get re-addicted to caffeine. So I'm gonna go hit my head with a mallet and hopefully distract myself from that headache by giving myself a new one. So, thank you all for watching. You are all very, very lovely people. Before you go, Wednesday, 2 p.m. U.S. Central Time, and also Saturday, 2 p.m. U.S. Central Time. That is my streaming schedule moving forward. Always on those 2 days, always at that time. That is my streaming schedule. Mark that shit in your calendars. Only reason why I'm streaming today is because I can't stream this Saturday. I'm going to be out of town, okay? Going to be out of town. But Wednesdays and Saturdays, 2 p.m. U.S. Central Time, that is my streaming schedule. If you want notifications for when I go live, join the Discord linked in the description below. You can't talk in there, but you get notifications for when I go live and for when I upload videos. So get in there. And Wednesday, we're doing the rebalance stream. Going through every weapon in the game. And I will tell you what needs to be done. It's going to be a good time. So be there. 2 o'clock sharp. It's going to be fantastic. I'll see y'all then. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for your generous donations. I don't know how I deserve this, but you guys give it to me anyway. I appreciate that so much. Once again, go give Martin some love for the video we watched today. Very good stuff. And I will see you all on Wednesday. Take care.